Alive and in humongous color from west of the Rockies. It's Let's Make a Bacon with Ace. Another beautiful day on the homestead here. And I've got to admit what I've got to admit. I was wrong. Was I really, really wrong? No. Did I underestimate my needs? Yeah, for sure. So this recreational vehicle, this motorhome is going to be going down to my ranch property, and I'm going to be living in it through the winter. And it's an RV. So insulative properties aren't fantastic as it is. I'm going to be doing some skirting with some 2-inch extruded foam board, which is going to add some R10 to the base and make it so the wind's not whipping underneath the RV and wicking heat away that way. However, it's something to where, I need to have the understanding that this is not a house like normal. This is insulated to the level that a house would be. And so even though it's a small space, it is going to take more energy to heat and cool than what I initially anticipated. And what does that mean? That means I need a lot of power. Right now, I've got a Bluetti AC200 Max. I have a Bluetti AC200P. Both maxed out with super turbo, super mode enabled essentially. I'm able to get 1100 watts of solar input max out of the P, and out of the Max I'm able to get, I kind of doubled that, but out of the AC200 Max I'm able to get 1400 watts. Perfect day, perfect conditions, all that kind of stuff. It's got a limit on the voltage. So, I'm going to try to run stuff in parallel to max out the system. And it's something to where if I'm trying to heat the place with electric, then I need to heat it up real nice and good during the day so that it's got that energy stored in it inside for the nighttime. And it's something to where if I don't do it right and I don't get it heated up enough during the day, well, the night there's not going to be enough power. I've got these 2 batteries, but they're only going to run the heater essentially for 1 to 2 hours maximum on the battery. And after the sun goes down, in this wintertime, sun goes down to 6 or 7, hopefully they would be kicking on and off, but it could be that they'd run a lot, and I just don't know. So I have underestimated my need for not only extra juice, because these are the AC200P and AC200 Max, both 2,000 watt inverters, 4,000 max, perfect day, beautiful, whatever, but I can't run 4,000 watts and a little over. I've got to run a little under. Excuse me. And it's got to be evenly distributed. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So what am I doing instead? Well, I am going to be purchasing some additional items. Cost is high, but it will allow me to connect, at this point in time, I'm thinking 26 240 volt, 240 watt solar panels, these guys, 26 of them. And that should get me a good chunk of change as far as solar during the day, so over 4,000. And not 1,100 and 1,400, 2,400, 2,500 max. It's going to increase that. In addition to that, I'm going to be purchasing 3 5,000 watt hour server batteries. And I will be utilizing those most likely through the winter here, and then during the summer, I will most likely take one of those batteries, bring it back to base here, my homestead, and use it here with another inverter, all in one setup during the summertime, to run, crypto mining or something of that nature. Maybe we'll see. Heck, I might just pull some more panels down there, and while I'm living, down there during that time of year, then I'll have them down there. But during the summer, it's a good possibility that the other part too. During the summer, I'm going to be back up here at the homestead for the hottest parts of the summer, because I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it down there. And I don't think this is going to be able to handle it down there, because even in 95-degree weather here, running both of the AC units at full tilt, I wasn't able to keep it. I wasn't able to keep it at 70. Let's just say that. I could deal with hotter, but I'm a cold-blooded guy, I guess. I like the cold, a lot more than the heat. But we'll see. But I'm going to be buying this new system, and I'm going to be selling the AC 200P. Am I selling it right now? No, I'm not. I'm going to sell it when I have the new system installed and it's delivered and it's installed, and all that good jazz. But let me show you what I'm doing right now in the interim until I get this new setup created. So right now, I've got no solar going into the AC200P, which is right here. It is running the heat pump. I do have a heat pump in my AC unit. It is a multifunction device. 983 watts. Coming out of it at the moment, 74%. So I'm going to run that down to the zero, but that's powering that. And then when I start getting solar and I charge up the battery in the back here, then any excess power I will throw over to recharging this during the day. I'm trying to get this off grid now while I'm here at the homestead, so I can be prepared. But I got the AC 200P back here. It is plugged into the panels that you saw earlier up front. Right now at the terrible time of morning where I get very little sun, 8:31 a.m., but there's a tree in the way, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting 111 watts in, but it's at 9%, so that'll be increasing here shortly. So that's kind of the deal with that. As far as where my heating devices are going to be located, I'm going to be relocating some stuff. I hate booths. I hate them. I'm not going to be eating at this. If I had company over, blah, 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 that was the plan, but I wasn't going to use it for what its intended purpose was. And I was thinking of taking the propane heater, because that's the backup. That is the worst case scenario. Electric, I got some crappy days, I got no solar, batteries are, dead, can't run jack. That boy right there, 30,000 BTUs, that will have no issue heating up this entire place, no problem whatsoever. I'll be running that off of 20-pound cylinders. Yeah, I guess they're cylinders. Tanks. But that's the backup. It's the backup system, and that's okay. It's always good. Always have redundancy. There's no reason to freeze your pipes and freeze your butt off when you can have some redundancy for cheap. That sucker, when you buy it off season and you buy it off of Amazon, well, actually, did I buy that on my Amazon? Yeah, when you buy it on Amazon, it's around $200. That's a furnace, ladies and gentlemen. 99% efficient. Yes, it is going to put moisture into the air, but that's what these guys are for. When these guys run again, with their heating function, they automatically dehumidify the air. So the humidity that's created by that will then be fixed when you get power back to that guy. So it's a self-healing system that way, and incredibly efficient. But my plan initially was to have the propane heater up on the engine area right there. What's the issue with that? See the space? It's right at the couch. It's right at the table, right at this other chair. There's not enough space. And it's going to cook it. And it's going to possibly light it on fire. Whereas here, if I put the two sides down, these panels, I put them back. I take the table, I put it on the bottom, and then put the heater back, the propane heater back. There's got to be clearance. It says in the manual, the clearances. But that is enough space to where it's not going to be catching on fire. Is it going to be warm? Yeah, it's going to warm this. There's no doubt about it. It's just a reality of the game. But is it going to catch it on fire? No, it won't. How do I know that for sure? Well, I don't know it for sure, but I do have pretty much the exact same 30,000 BTU unit in the Homestead home, and that is about the same distance from there to there as the wall and other stuff that I've got, my coffee maker and other important things. And so I've already done this, just in a different venue. So we should be good to go on that. And that will be bonus nachos all the way to 55. So that will be good. That will be great. That will be fantastic. I was planning on having the other heater back here, the one that's sitting right there. And in the end, I might end up having to do that. But I would like to see if I can do it with just one. Whew. Is that going to be tough? Probably. We'll see. It's a trial and error. Got to try things out. But I was going to put it here, but man, it's huge, and it's just not made to be in the area, and not happy. So I'm going to try some other stuff. Going to try some other means of warming up the area, warming up warming stuff up. One of the things planning to try is possibly, this is just just thinking about it, taking this tank and maybe the one behind it, because there's two tanks, and repurposing them and having it to where there is a small water heater that would be in this guy, not in this guy, right here, 110 volt, 1400 watt water heater. What would that do? Well, that in combination with a pump, in theory, connected, in a loop, would be able to make it to where I can fill that with water, then heat it. Just click on the water heater, let it do its thing, let it go, let it heat. Heats the water up to 100. Got up to 118 with my other water heater, and that's not at max. So I'm thinking there's some kind of EPA max or something for water heaters. I think it's like 130. But it would heat up the water. And what does that do? The water acts as a thermal battery. So during the day, when I've got good sun, good power coming in, excess power coming in, batteries are charged, and I have excess power coming in, I run the water heater that I'd put under here, and boom. Have it go flowing. Probably have to get a 12-volt pump. I could do it by magical osmosis or whatever it's called, where it would, just the power of heat. But I don't know how well that would work. I don't know if that would work. So on and so forth. And I'd rather be able to verify that it works. So, probably a little 112, pump. Could use, if I wanted to be cheapo, Ranchero. But it's not, probably 120, volt pump. It's probably going to be a little bit more resilient, in theory, to me. There's no data backing that. But just in theory, in my head, be more resilient to pumping hot water than a 12-volt pump. Because with the 12-volt pump there, it pumped the cold water from the tank to the hot water heater, and then from the hot water heater, it pumped to the appliances. So the hot water never went through the 12. And it's funny. My brother, he's all about the 12-volt. He is the 12-volt man. He loves the DC, and me, I hate the DC. For me, convert that sucker as fast to AC as possible. AC is my jam. AC is my jam. And so you see, anti-diarrheal. Just random, sorry, ADD. But yeah, so that's kind of the deal that I'm thinking. I'm thinking, guys. Just thinking. What's the cost of doing that? Pump-wise, I think they're around $76, and I can get a new, smaller version of the hot water heater that I've got here. So this is the 7-gallon. This is big gal. Speak English. The 4-gallon version of this, same wattage and everything, probably even the same heating element, just smaller tank, for $100. $100 new on the eBays. $100. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. But things have to be done. Things have to be verified. The tank that's in there, the way that it's currently set up, I want to take the bed off, remove it, take the tanks out, and I want to get new fittings for those tanks. The last thing I want to do is have them fill, and because the fittings are old and the rubber's rotted or polybutylene or whatever, that some kind of crap happens to where I got leakage under my bed. And that's a no. And it will, the tanks, so just a preparation ahead of time, the tanks do automatically, because they're in an RV, have two, they're really overflows, but they are also for ventilation and to make it so that it doesn't become a vacuum in the tank itself. But that can also be an escape for humidity. So I won't be just, putting humidity into the air in here and making everything wet. Also, I will extend those tubes from just going down below the RV, because I'm going to have the whole RV skirted. I'm going to have the tubes, get longer tubes to go down and out. So that will take care of any humidity issue that way. But that's the plan with all of that jazz. But I think it might be good. Might be a total failure. This is a big science experiment, and I'm loving it. I'm just loving just trying out new crap that people would scratch their head and be like, why is that idiot doing that? Just to give it a shot. Try something new. Have a way to harvest solar in a way that is different than just with lithium batteries. And I'm going to do that through a water heater, heating up this water. And that's, you know, that's not going to do a jack all in a big ship in the summertime. That's going to be a no-go zone unless I have a way to cool the water. I don't know. It's probably a no. But for wintertime, that's definitely something to think about. And then I'm going to look into the possibility of using a combination of two different appliances. One would be heating up soapstone, which acts as one of the best thermal batteries that you can possibly do. They used to use that in the 1800s. They'd put the blocks of soapstone on their mantle, on their stovetop, heat the sucker up, and then they would put them in bed with them at night to keep them warm. They used flat pieces of it, did the same thing, but would put that at the foot where you get into a carriage and you sit down. It would be under the foot of the passenger, feet out of the passenger, and that would warm their feet. So there's a lot of different options, that way. And then the other one is heating sand, and putting thermal into sand and having that, have a heater heat that up, and then it will expend that out over the course of the night. That's the thing. Taking the solar, harvesting it, putting that energy into something, and then having that energy radiate out during the night to where I am not having to run the heat pumps nearly as much because there's built up battery, thermal energy in this place that's radiating out. So, but as for today, this place is going to be cleaned up a little bit. I need to get this, area actioned to where it's doing its actual function. So this stuff will be moving out, and all of that jazz. Plus, it's getting cold in here at night, like into the 40s. I don't want the paint to freeze, so I'll be taking the paint inside the house because I'm almost done with it anyway, and if I need it, I'll just bring it back out. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. Whether you get an update video at the end of this on how it looks after, I don't know. Maybe you have to wait till the next video. Not sure yet. We'll find out. This long video as it is. And so we will go from there. So look forward to talking to you with an update soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Goodbye.